It's been actually a hot minute since I filmed a video. It's been like since March, I think. Yeah, when I went to the White Owen concert. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience at the Funktion Tour by Prettymuch concert on October 26th. So fun fact, today is actually 1 week after I've seen the boys, seen/met them. Yes, that's what I said, met. So I'm going to be talking about my experience like during the meet and greet and the show and everything. So let's get started. So to start off, us getting the tickets was actually pretty funny. So I was in class when the tickets were dropping. Yeah, I know, most inconvenient spot to get. So I was in like a study hall period, and I think Olivia, my sister, was in cardio during that time. And so my mom was at home, and I'm like, Mom, it's almost time to get the tickets. Are you at your computer? She's like, yes, I am. And it was so nerve-wracking because like 5 minutes before tickets were dropping, her computer like completely shut down. And I was like, oh my god, this might not it was so hectic and everything. And so bless her soul, she got the tickets, and I'm like, thank God. So we were like freaking out, and it was a great time that day. And so fast forward to like a month and a half or however long till the concert was, the day finally came, and I was beyond excited. I had no words. So I live in Austin, it was in Houston, so we drove like 2.5, 3 hours to get there. We woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, drove to Houston, got there at 11:30, and Olivia and Sophie were crazy. They waited at the venue since 11:30, but it was worth it because they were third in line. It was great. So I went back to the hotel with my mom, and I got changed because I wasn't in the outfit I was going to wear to the show. So and so after we were like settled into the hotel, we got lunch, and that was around like noon. And so we finished lunch around like 1:30, and then we got lunch for Olivia and Sophie and took it to them to the venue. The venue was like 2 blocks away from our hotel, and so we just walked there. And we finally got there. It was around 2:30, and we waited till like 5:30. That's because that's when they said that we were going to get into the venue, and it was basically 6 when we got in. And while we were waiting in line, they actually had like the brown couch that they used for this photo, and we were like in line. It was around 6:15, and the boys finally came out, and there was so much screaming. I was like, oh my god! I was freaking out. And so while we were waiting, the line was weird. There was a line, and then there was like this L-shaped like stair thing like right before you were going to meet them. So I was like by the like stairs, and I didn't click in my mind until it was like my turn, when like 5 seconds after the manager said, okay, it's your turn. And I was like, oh my god. So we weren't allowed to have our phones out during the meet and greet, which was really annoying. But one thing I highly suggest, that if you can have your phone during a meet and greet, take your video, press record, and put it in your back pocket so you can get audio. That's what I did. So I highly recommend you do that. It's very muffled, but I edited it to make them like more clear what they're saying. So I'll put that in here. What the boys were actually complimenting me on was the art that I made them. I'll put that in here. Basically what it's called is typography, and it's where you take words that and you use it to make people's like contours of their face. And so the words are like songs that I thought would represent their personalities. So for Austin, I did Sunflower by Rex Orange County. For Nick, I did Finesse. For Zion, I did Solita. For Edwin, I did Miami by Will Smith. for Brandon, I did Beautiful by Fozzy. And so after that was done, I was like really shook. And so I was like, what the heck just happened? I like walked out of meet and greet. So I went to go get merch, and Olivia and Sophie were waiting by the place where we were gonna stand. We got second row, which was really fun. So I went to go get merch, and when I was done, we switched places. So Olivia and Sophie went to go get merch, and I stayed in the spot so we could like stay there for like the rest of the show. And so after meet and greet was done, the On My Way package came in, and On My Way is just the early access, and Open Arms is the meet and greet package. And you both got the laminate, the bracelet, and the ticket, but for Open Arms you also got the signed poster. And so after meet and greet was done, On My Way people came in, and then the show started. Gunnar Gell, he was the opener. I highly recommend going to look him up because he's so good. Great voice, great performer.
So baby, be the life of the party. Take your time, it might be scary, but hearts are gonna break. But we don't have the time to be sorry. So what? So baby, be the life of the party.
And so after Gunnar was done, we waited a couple, maybe like 20 minutes until Prettymuch came out, and they finally came out, and oh my gosh, it was so squished. I couldn't move. I'm like, we can't move. Stop pushing. You can't even get closer. So the show started, they opened up with Real Friends. It was so much fun. It was really squished, but I'll show you here.
13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I think. It's one of my favorite songs, so I was like popping off to that. And then they played a couple more songs, and then they did these intros to like the nicknames of what they have in the band. And you can just hear me like, oh my god.
I don't know, my nickname is Majenjo.
I'm really happy because I've had Whataburger like 3 times now. And I was a chicken in my pants long.
What's cracking, everybody? My nickname is Wardo. So far, I've been having the time of my life in Houston. And a fun fact about myself, I love to smile.
What's up, everybody? My name is Porter. I've always wanted to exist in the world of Disney. And I low-key want to be adopted by aliens, and I gotta be around. Love y'all.
What's up, y'all? My nickname is Nickname. So, I love having a fresh fade, even though it's not fresh right now. I love fresh kicks, and I'm a big fan of the Houston Rockets. I'm not gonna lie. My name is Dreadhead Ted. And I'm a little angry, because every Nick wearing my shoes right now. I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. That's true. Everyone might have bought their first, but I don't whatever, I look the best in them, so
So after that, they sang more songs and they did like their unreleased songs, which is so cool. They didn't release those, pretty much, we need to release those. So after that, sometime during that time, they did Summer on You. And some of you might know that during Summer on You, they bring up fans on stage. And so the 2 girls won a radio station contest to get on stage and like have them serenade them. It was so cute at the end. Nick was serenading them, and then after that happened, Zion just like took one of the girls and gave her a big hug, and it was so cute.
It might sound crazy. Why don't we need sunshine? We can stay and sip on me while hold up in a room. That's how we spend my summer. Baby, I got no money. All I got is time, and I'm gonna spend that time on you. Oh, and make baby, I can buy the sunshine, take you away. We'll drink champagne while hold up in a room, and I'll spend my summer on you.
After that, they played more songs, and then I think they did Solita at some point. Don't know when, but I didn't have time to video that because my friend, I was FaceTiming with my friend, shout out to you, Jamie. So after Solita was done, they were like, okay, bye. And then we all started chanting, pretty much, pretty much. And then they came out and they danced to the remix of Would You Mind? And oh my god, best thing ever.
Take it back now, y'all.
mine like ended. They played September by Earth, Wind and Fire, and so after that, me, Olivia, and Sophie ran out of the venue. We went down the stairs because we were on like the 3rd floor. We walked down 2 flights of stairs, and there was like this area where you could meet the boys like after the show. So we waited there for like 45 minutes, and it was like around 10:30, and the security guards were like, if the boys don't come out in 10 minutes, we're gonna have to shut down the streets. So the boys did come out and they went to their bus, but they didn't like physically come to meet us. But Gunnar came to meet us, and he's so sweet. Olivia, my sister, actually got a photo with him, and then they didn't come out within that 10 minutes, but they did come out. Like, I heard that at midnight they came out and they were like greeted by fans. I think it was only Nick, Brandon, and Austin. I'm not quite sure, but I know like only like a couple of them came out. And so after we left, we like walked back to the hotel, and by that time it was like 11, and so we were all really tired. The day after we left, it was really sad, but during the car ride we were all singing to Teacher and Solita, and
You could be my teacher. You could be my boss. You could be my lover. You could be my car. Maybe I could drive you. Oh, anywhere you want. So you could be my teacher.
and then we got home, and our photos didn't come within like 2 days, so we were like nervous, did something happen? And they finally came 2 days later, and the photos were so cute. It was such an eventful week. It was so much fun. My ears were ringing, my voice was gone, and I highly suggest going to see them. Like, it's so much fun. Like, it was like a big party. If you ever have a chance to go see them, please go. It's so much fun. I'm gonna put my Twitter down below so you can follow me if you want to. You don't have to. Also, you can subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. But that is all I have for you, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next video.